wonderful Thursday night to you wherever you're watching. I'd like to very specially welcome you to another edition of Crime Busters on Ogun State Television. This is the program where we x-ray the security architecture in the Gateway State while doing a review of efforts of security agencies in the state, in the line of duty of ensuring that lives and property are secured in Ogun State. My name is Desmond Mwachukwu, and this is a Nairobi Multi-Concept Limited production. And so today promises to be another wonderful package. We have some key materials for you, but let me first pause and go back to the control room. And first we're going to appreciate those who made it possible for this program, to be reaching you about this hour. Then, as usual, we will give you the telephone contacts and names, just say details of all the DPOs and the area commander in Owode Egba Division area command here in Ogun State. And thereafter, we will come back to the studio to really get the program on the way. I want to thank you so much for being a part of it. This is also the show where you have the opportunity of speaking to the security situation in your area. Like I always say, all the security agencies, particularly the police, are locked onto this channel right about now. So whatever concern you have in your neighborhood, speak to it, and action, trust me, action will be taken. Let me go to the control room. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Mr. Olatokunbo Joseph Talabi, the Secretary to the Ogun State Government. CP Alamutu Abeokuta Mustafa, Commissioner of Police of the State Command. Alaji Lukman Jimo, aka Obolua, CEO, Lukjin Investment. Prince Ambassador Adebayo Samsudeen Akpelodun All-Rounder, GMD All-Rounder Group Nigeria. Mr. Tunde Kazi, General Manager, Ogun State Television. Honorable Ganiyu Taiwo Bankole. Oluwadamilare Awodele, CEO, Uncle D Properties Limited.
Hi, I'm AIG Garba Baba Omar Retired, Vice President Interpol, representing the African continent. Please keep on watching Crime Busters. Thank you.
Crime Busters.
All right, welcome back. Still Crime Busters on State Television, and very quickly we're going to take some crime reports across Ogun State and the neighboring states, and we'll start off from Oyo State. The Commissioner of Police in Oyo State actually addressed the press today, and then I will take you through that story on the. Okay, let me just take it. It's today the police in Oyo State paraded Alhaji Mukaila Lamidi, the one they call auxiliary, who used to be a chieftain of the Park Management System, PMS, in Oyo State. And according to the CP, on the 2nd of June 2023, the enshrined chieftain of the Park Management System, PMS, Alhaji Mukaila Lamidi, aka auxiliary, was declared wanted by the Oyo State Police Command in connection with offenses ranging from murder, attempted murder, arms dealing, armed robbery, and kidnapping. According to the CP, he said that this declaration was made in furtherance of a well-coordinated intelligence-led raid between 30th to 31st of May 2023, in line with the standard operating procedure, where a total of 78 suspects, comprising 49 male and 29 female suspects, were arrested, with some of them serving different prison terms presently. So also exhibits recovered in auxiliaries' possession at the Diamond Hotel residence around Alakia Isebo, Egbeda, under Egbeda local government area of the state at the time include, but not limited to 2 SMG rifles with 2 magazines, 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 pump action rifle, 9 locally made pistol, 2 English pistol with magazines, 70 rounds of AK-47 ammunition, 338 pieces of live cartridges, 62 expended, 13 pieces of 9mm ammunition, 9 jackknives, 3 axes, 400 pieces of long cutlasses, 1 hammer, 1 walkie-talkie device, 1 army camouflage jacket, 1 bulletproof jacket with inscription Kiriji Heritage Defense, 3 international passports, a huge cache of criminal charms, 1 damaged handcuff, 3 long swords, 3 portrait pictures, 1 traditional crown, and staff. In furtherance of this discreet intelligence-led search commenced for the PMS chieftain with the help of technology, collaborative efforts with sister services and community policing. Many locations were identified, traced, and combed for months on his recent arrest in a concerted effort with our sister services. Now, in conclusion, the CP advised that if you see something, you should say something, and the police will immediately do something. So let's go join Omobalali Lasisi as she takes us through the exploits and achievements of the Ogun State Police Command. I think in the net of the command is a suspected cultist who, according to the police, was actually caught in the act. So let's go say that. And when we reach, we'll also get very quickly to Delta State, and then we have a whole lot for you on this show today.
Special reports, security tips, crime busters.
2 self-confessed cultists have been arrested by the police in Ogun. The 2 who confessed to being a member of the area cult group are suspected by the police have been involved in the murder of Sulaiman Adeyeye. However, the 2 suspects, though confirmed being a member of the cult group, denied being involved in the murder incident. One of the suspects, Alex, narrates his involvement as a member of the area group.
I belong to where I have issue between ourselves. Two of us we want to remember. One father we want to remember. So we have issue. There was one that common blood that want to shoot me. So my colleague now hold it. So we now grab the gun out. That's why I shoot. So next that we already grab it. He was one that say that I don't say that. So
The second suspect, Musili Peters, also confirmed being a member of the area group, said one Daniel, who is at large, was the one who used the number of the slain victim to call him, and that was how he was tracked by the police. Crime busters gathered that the deceased was killed because he was suspected to be having a love affair with a girl who is also in a love relationship with one of the suspects. The Criminal Investigation Department are further investigating the matter. Omobolari Lasisi reporting for Crime Busters.
It's Crime Busters.
Still on the news segment, I told you rush very quickly to Delta State, and there too Bright Dafe, Superintendent of Police, who is the PPRO Delta State Command, also issued a press statement where some suspects were paraded, and then here he said that Delta State Police arrest 3 suspected notorious kidnappers, suspected armed robbery cultists, recovers 2 automatic pump-action guns, 1 locally made revolver gun, 1 locally made cut-to-size double-barrel gun, and cartridges. And there's about 3 of them. Let me quickly take this particular one. He said that intelligence gathered on some kidnapping incident in Warri Axis revealed that it is being carried out by one suspect named Yakubu Yao, a 20 years suspect who resides in Kaduna but always comes to Oha and Uwagba communities in a local government area to kidnap unsuspecting residents for ransom. On 11/05/24 at about 17:43 hours, that's to 5 or to 6 rather, following combined effort from police operatives of the command and operatives from the Force Intelligence Unit Abuja on the hideout of the suspect, the DPO, Oreope CSP Paul Obowari, immediately mobilized and led his patrol teams to his hideout in Warri, and after a painstaking search of the entire area, they said Yakubu Yao was arrested. Preliminary investigation and interrogation of the suspect led to the arrest of 2 other key gang members, one Musa Yakubu, aged 25 years from Kogi State, and one Abdullah Mohammed, aged 38 years from Cameroon, on 12/05/24 at about 10:49 hours. The suspects are allegedly responsible for several kidnapping incidents in Orokpe, Sapele, Warri, and environs. The victims have equally identified the suspects. The suspects The suspected kidnappers led the detectives of Abeokuta division to Uwagba community in Okwe local government area, where 2 automatic pump action guns, 1 live cartridge and 1 knife were hidden and buried in the bush were recovered. Preliminary investigations are still ongoing and efforts to arrest other fleeing members of the gangs are on top jail. Now, that's the much you can really take on the news segment of the program this Thursday night. We'll go back to the control room, and by the time we return, it will be time to welcome to the show my guest on the show this evening. Thank you for staying with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Crime Busters on Ogun State Television, and moving on the show is this is the moment where we bring our guest on the show. So we'll be speaking to some of these issues that some of the stories that we actually brought to you. But last week, I must say that he was here with us, and we were meant to speak to some of the salient points raised by High Chief Soara Olaiwola Alani Bankole Akpeno of Egbaland, who actually discussed on this show the import of getting the local authorities involved in security management of a state and of course indeed the country. Again, on popular demand, I must say that we'll be bringing a part of that interview again today. But let me first welcome to the show. He is a veteran broadcaster. He's been a reporter all his life, and he's done about 35 years on this job. Dele Ayodo, it's good to have you join us again this night.
All right, let's be here again. Thank you on this cool Thursday evening in Abeokuta.
You listened to some of the reports we brought, the stories. I don't know if you have anything to say to the fact that, take for instance, the Delta, where the leader of the kidnap gang is said to be just 20 years. And in Oyo State, where so many arms and ammunition were said to have been recovered from the hotel residence of Auxiliary.
Well, of course, significant police exploits, interesting. Let me start from that of Oyo State quickly. It simply, to me, shows you can only run. You can't permanently hide, except the law does not want to go after you. And like people do say, Nigerian police will do their job when they really want to do it. We all know the powers of the man they call auxiliary, or we will still remember the power of the man they call auxiliary while he was favored by some government or in Oyo State. Again, the level, the volume of arms and ammunition recovered also confirms the fear of many of us and what we have been saying, that there are too many of these arms in the hands of non-state actors. How do they come in? Government must find an answer to that. We will also be following what happens next to auxiliary. But like I said, no matter how you hide, you run. Excuse me. No matter how you run, you can't permanently hide from the arms of the law. So it's better you don't do it. It's better you don't do it. For Delta and the 20-year-old, I try to search my brain and see the age range of people who are involved in this kidnapping, in particular many of other crimes. They are the young ones, the age demography you call the youth. And I said to them, let them point out to one person who successfully operated criminal gangs for 35 years and get old to that age that you say is a senior citizen. None. So why are you involved?
And now, very quickly, the Ogun State Command too paraded some court suspects, and it seemed to become almost a regular thing that court clashes and all of that happen around here. Can we ever get to a time when there will be an end to court-related clashes?
I believe we can. I also strongly believe that it would not be done just by police arrest. Police will do their job. Yeah, police will arrest, but a lot of eliminating it, a lot of efforts to eliminate it hangs on the community.
How?
The social leaders, traditional leaders, kings and ballets, and the area leaders. I hope you understand what I mean by area, the street leaders individually. We all know these people. We can start by counseling to let them know, just like I've said, that this does not pay. It won't take you anywhere. It's a momentary operational success that you will have. At the end of the day, your life will be cut short like a chicken.
And then the long arm of the law
will cut up with you. So the police will just do that. That's what the police will do. It's not the job of the police to come and counsel you. Once they arrest you, they deal with you. That means so a lot of eliminating it will be done. If you have a parent and a child, a ward, a guard who is involved, immediately throw him away. Like we say, it's a wasted bullet or one spinal loss.
Let's move on quickly, still in Ogun State, and the effort of the police in Ogun State to bring policing very close to you. Recently, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun, PhD, MPM, visited Ogun State and formally, launched the Complaint Response Unit, CRU, and the Technical Intelligence Unit of the command. It was put together under the watch of CP Abeokuta. He made that happen, and so the CP was here to unveil it. The Police PRO in Ogun State, SP Omolola Odutola, conducted crime busters team led by Omobolanle Lasisi, conducted them around that facility at the police headquarters in Lewero today. So let's go see a bit of what it looks like. When we return, after that, let's then take a little bit of the Aquinos interview, and when we come back, we'll then speak to these things. Remember that this program is coming to you live, and so you have an opportunity of being a part of it. I will urge you to call in and let's speak to the security architecture of your area. Let us also assess the security architecture of Ogun State, and let's provide, like they say, the police are also human beings. They know witches and wizards, so they need information to be able to work. Speak to these things around you, and you'll get to see action from the police and all the other security agencies in the state. We will be back in a jiffy. Please stay with us.
You are watching the Crime Busters. Security updates, no holds barred interviews, special reports, security tips. It's Crime Busters.
In a bid to continuously stay a step ahead of criminals in Ogun State, the Nigerian Police Ogun State Command has opened 2 new digital formation completely technologically driven, within a view to increase the response time and eliminate unprofessional conduct within its rank and file. The PPRO SP Omolola Odutola took crime busters into the operational formation of the Technical Intelligence Unit and the Complaint Response Unit situated within the Police Command Headquarters in Lewero.
This is just one of them. I'm sure you've been hearing about artificial intelligence and the AI technology. So here we have a situation whereby it is a restricted environment. No one is allowed. As you can see, it's only for authorized personnel. So we have here the biometrics. You cannot access this place without your biometrics. So this is just all the facilities. So we are telling criminals, stay away from Ogun State. We're telling criminals to stay away from Ogun State. Then I will also take you on a tour to the Complaint Response Unit. We want Nigerians to begin to understand that we are people friendly and we have equipment that are technologically driven. So anytime you have a complaint, anytime you have a concern that has to do legitimately about any infraction, misconduct, unprofessionalism about a police officer, call the numbers at the Complaint Response Unit. This facility you have here is a very massive, magnificent facility. It has been able to cover all police personnel right here in Lewero. As you can see, it is no rocket science. The Nigerian Police Force is working. Ogun State Police Force is working. Good morning. Morning. How are you doing today? How are you doing? What's going on? How many calls have you received today? 40 calls. Wow, excellent. 40 calls. This waiting, what does it mean? Does it mean that people are waiting to, is a call coming in? Oh, okay. Well done. Thank you very much. So this is the office of the OCCRU. Hello, good morning. How are you today? What's going on? I know it rains today. What happened? Is there clarity? Are the calls coming in?
Yes.
Okay.
I received one call from Shagamu today.
Okay.
One Abeokuta.
Okay.
He's a 7 years old missing child.
A missing person. Okay.
So,
have you directed them to
the
the DPO Shagamu? Good. Thank you very much. Excellent. You're doing a very good job. Welcome. So this is the Ogun State Police Command Complaint Response Unit. It is functional, like we have told members of the public. We want you to use this avenue, use this platform to communicate with the command, especially when it has to do with any kind of infraction. And just in case you're looking for a number to call because you want to navigate Ogun State Police or you want to navigate Ogun State, call these numbers and also follow us actively on our social media handles. Finally, the CRU is working, the TRU unit is also working, and when you ask me, TRU, it actually means the Technical Intelligence Unit. With this unit established, we are able to properly chase after criminals. The things that are happening in Iperu, Ilisha, Odogolu, we've been able to intercept those calls, and the Commissioner of Police, CP Alamutu Abiodun Mustafa, is working actively on it. And that is why also in the wisdom of the Inspector General of Police, he has established this particular unit to ensure that those kidnapping problems and armed robbery problems happening in those axes that becomes a thing of the past.
CRU number is 081 39 84 47 081 39 84 4749.
In the word of PPRO, SP Odutola, crime busters warn criminals to stay away from Ogun State. Omobolale Lasisi, reporting for Crime Busters.
It's Crime Busters.
Welcome back. You're still watching Crime Busters on Ogun State Television, and just by way of reminding you that this is the program where we x-ray the security, architecture of Ogun State, and also speak to the activities of the security agencies in the state, particularly the police that has the responsibility of seeing to the internal security. And so just gone by, I told you, you saw the clips put together by Omobolale Lasisi, and that was where the police PRO in Ogun State, SP Omolola Odutola, conducted the Crime Busters team around those facilities. Daily, you saw it. What would you say? I know that it took a whole lot, it took the CP a whole lot to put that, together, because that was actually his idea, and he had to put that together, to see to the fact that policing is made, taking closer to the people. What would you say to it?
Impressive. That's the way policing should run. This is a world of technology now. It's an era in which technology takes the front stage. Technology is the one you send on the errand, and they do it better than humans. So with all those things you have seen, the aim is to have one of the very vital emblem of solution to policing, resolving problem, response time. Get the message in time, process it, and then it gets to where it's going. Have a database for so many. In this era of Nigeria, we were talking about cultists, and we should have profile of these people kept for as long as it can take, so that if it gets there to that station or any other station, with a punch of those buttons, it reveals the last time he was arrested. He was just cautioned. He was not detained. He was, they have all the information. That helps them to understand who that person is and what kind of crime he was likely to do. That's fantastic. But that's what I must also add. This is very crucial that I should add it, that I pray that the traditional monster that takes away so many good things from Nigeria will not. What does that mean? Our ability to maintain such things, the maintenance culture. And also they will be able to maintain it. There will be stories. Heat has destroyed it, light has destroyed it. We don't have this.
Are you talking about maintenance over time? Because I know that CP Abeokuta, who went through a whole lot to put it together.
He will live there. He's not going to be there permanently as a CP.
Okay.
So I don't want a situation where as soon as he leaves, they say, in the era of Alamutu, that was when we were using. No, he should not be attached to a person. He should become that of the Nigerian police.
Now, how about taking advantage of it? Because it's one thing for the police to put that facility, put it up there, and it's another thing, completely something else, to have the people, take advantage of it.
It's not left for the police to let people know. Once you use it once, you are impressed, you are satisfied, you will use it again. You will tell other people, you encourage. I've had her rolling out numbers for people to take. I just urge crime busters to bring that often so that it sticks and people who come to understand that we have this kind of thing to be used. And then the police should also take another step further by ensuring that programs like this, crime buster and others also carry that out. I'm impressed with what the PPRO did. That's a very good public relations operations,
quite
from the public relations officer. So that's good. With that, Nigeria, we are moving. I agree that it's at a snail speed, but we are definitely moving towards the right direction.
It's all right. Omobolanle Lasisi, you must have had that you should make this number, control room number, something that should be constantly promoted on the show. Let's now go back to the control room. I told you that on popular demand, we'll bring you a part of the interview we had with the Admin of Egbaland, High Chief Soarao Olaiwola Alani Bankole, and okay, so we're going to do that right now. As soon as we're done, we're going to just take a part of that interview, and when we return, we'll then begin the conversation. Then you also have the opportunity of joining us about that time. So the telephone line will be placed on the screen. But right now, let's go back to the control room and get to see again that interview.
Watching the Crime Busters, security updates, no holds barred interviews, special reports, security tips. It's Crime Busters.
I learned that at some point in time that if you steal anything somewhere, there's this traditional way of arresting armed robbers and all of that. You are the enemy of your land and over your own right, and the owner of that land, of course, another second-class position with others here. So we will understand this. How true is it, and why is it not applicable anymore? Let me tell you something. Late 1980s, I think 1990, I was coming from India, the other side local government at about 1:30 a.m. I went back to campaign, and I was coming by 1:30 a.m. When I passed through Saddam Junction, it was the change, my vehicle was removed. All the people, I had about 5 vehicles, but I was in the front. When we are removed, we are stopped. All the people in 5 vehicles with me went into the bush. And as usual, I stayed beside the vehicle waiting for what to happen. These assailants came to us immediately saw me. They now showed the tactics. I think they just took me and they now helped me able to repair the tire that was punctured by their actions. The following day, I went back to that town. The nearest time I don't want to go to Yoba this year now. I went to Yoba. I spoke to him. number was inflated. But I know within 2 weeks, those people or their lives, the whole town was rid of this bad enemies. So that's how we traditional rulers are supposed to behave. But I happen to know that in those days, the order actually worked in control of the police in that area when they took the actions.
We heard that, at a point in time that there is this magical power that will make an armed robber, for instance, visit someone's house, and instead of robbing, you now begin to sweep the compound.
That is true, it's there. But I'm saying the local spiritualists will not believe that the government is giving them recognition and support. They want to do this. So most of them want to have this power. Hide it. Because they don't want to be arrested, they want to be punished. They use such powers. Because, as I said, even the local government authorities, most of them cannot function. They don't have the money. Because all these things cost money. But they are not the type of money you can put in the voucher.
But that can be captured by the security force of the government.
I don't know about the security force of the government. I don't know how the governor speak their security force. And we know that the government at the national level, those things that recognize this. So they say that when they post the governor to the state, the governor, the first thing he does is to meet the rulers, the kings and rulers, ask for their support, and take a look at how they can run things so that they can have peace.
How do you now change this? This is going to help a lot because there's fire on the mountain and all hands must be on deck. How do you get these local authorities to do what they need to do?
You have to be very careful in the people you put in government, especially at the state and local government level. The major problem of this country today are the governors. How come a government, somebody becomes government within 8 years, and by the time it's leaving office, he has a jet? How come a governor, I've been in office, I'm talking of Kogi State for 8 years, he's been accused of using the government fund to pay the school fees, and he refused to come and sort of defend himself. Why is it possible? Why has that happened? This probably are the security force that are supposed to be spent to take care of this special thing we are talking about. But these persons, some of them, not all of them, they are fast to do this nonsense. They become governor on behalf of houses in Maryland, in America, in London, in New York, in Belgium, in Texas. Where do they get the money from? What is their salary? What is their income? What is their allowances? Unless we now make sure that we put proper people, matured, honest people, in position of authority, we continue.
Do you have such people in Nigeria?
Yes, of course, we have such people in Nigeria.
How do you identify them?
We change our political system. I've always said it. This presidential system cannot work in Nigeria for two reasons. It creates us as against governors. The power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. That has been established by Moses Coase in the 16th century. These governors and local governments have such elaborate, enormous powers that there are no checks and balances. In most cases, they ensure that even the Speaker of the House are their choices. Even the handpicked people who are going to contest the House of Assembly so that they will be able to survive them as the law requires. But in this parliamentary system, the prime minister of the premier is first among equals. And at the meeting, anybody in the House or a member can ask questions from the governor or from the premier. We call it question time. Directly. And we have to answer. And when you know that his colleagues are equal, and you can ask him questions,
This nonsense that's going on. The system has encouraged all these things that happen. But there are even insinuations or rumors that even some governments in some parts of the country have views that those who use stealing have one problem. These people who are kidnapped groups. They get money because nobody can have them. When the parliamentary scene, they are the one of their colleagues. Want to start it as if it's so this is what we have. What is that? Going forward, how do we get out of this terrible state of insecurity that our country and indeed our state is confronted with? Where it is the country, not our state. Maybe better in our state. Or one side or the other. The only way out is to go back to the 1963 Constitution. Parliamentary Constitution. Where the local governments have specific powers, which cannot be hijacked by the state government or the federal government. Where the local authorities have specific powers, residual powers to take care of the problem that is effective. Because, as I said, the difficult problem can be better handled and even best handled by the native authorities. Until we go back to that one, we are likely to continue and the situation will get worse. So when we talk of restructuring, most of these governors or the people advocating for, we are advocating for more money to be given to the states. That is not the solution. The solution is to give more power to the people at the native authority level, at local government level, and make them autonomous as autonomous.
All right, welcome back to Crime Busters Daily. Let's take it straight up. Like I told you, the telephone line will be placed on the screen right now, so you can join this conversation. Daily Alani Bankole, High Chief, the Archbishop of Egbaland, said, and let me quote him here. He said that the security of this country can be better handled by the native authorities. Do you agree with him?
Well, there are two other governments, in quote, authorities that he added: native authorities, he added the local government authorities, and of course the traditional institutions. I can't but agree fully with what the High Chief has said. Of course, the title of Abeokuta is a traditional title, it's not a social or ceremonial title. So these are the kind of offices that are involved in advisory or tactical, practical role in all aspects of securing the city, the area. He made reference to 70s. I heard him talk about 70s and 80s of how it is being done. And I think this will lend credence to the argument for the proponents of hand over power to the traditional rulers. It just occurred to me while listening to him that that's true. They will also be good in keeping the security of the environment we are talking about. So if that's the only role, if that's the major role handed over to them, backed up with everything, I think we will be there. We will be there. I can't but again agree with everything the Abeokuta said over this issue. You just mentioned it, that's a common phrase. The police are not witches and wizards. They need information. They need to be tipped off by the community when you see something. That's what Abeokuta is saying. Encourage it. Make it official. Let's have government involved so that those who are ready to do it will have that confidence that we have the backing.
Yeah. Yes, this other thing he spoke to, I actually asked him specifically to speak to this issue of, the traditional way of securing our environment. Like I told him there, I've had stories of some people, armed robbers, going to, attack a house and they end up sweeping the place all night. That seemed to have faded away. From what though he said, the power still exists, but how much of it do you still hear of today?
That's correct. How much of it? I would say very little of it. I've witnessed such things, but Akpel also pointed something out, which is also correct. The absence, the throwaway of honesty. He used that word, said honesty is gone. And I know that is one of the things that is affected. To be a public officer, you must be honest. You must be ready to serve with honesty. Even the corruption we talk about, if you have somebody who is in charge of a public issue and that is honest, corruption will be out of it. It's so difficult now to get an honest person to do those kind of things, because it's also very difficult now to have somebody. In those days, you have people who live by it 100%. That's their job. That's what they use to feed the family. But today, a lot of things have happened. Modernity, technology, and also. But I agree with him, it still exists. But if they have those who are involved, let government identify them, assist them financially with powers.
But they say government and indeed police do not believe in...
That's a major problem. They do not, they will want, some of them will want to act that they do not believe, but they know that in reality it still exists, it's there. It's there. And when you are fighting crime, Desmond, you don't throw away anything that is going to help you. Whatever assistance will get you, first go with it. You may not rely on it completely, but you need to use it as a backup, as a spear.
Okay, we have to go now. What's your word for our security agencies, particularly the police and the people?
I'll go back to what
we have a call. Let's quickly take this call. Adedeji, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Please, there is something I want to just bring your attention to. I like this program. I was watching things. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, I can hear you. What's it?
Please. What happened to the officers, policemen that were indicted at the NSAS panel? None of them were punished for their crimes. Can you hear me?
Very well, go ahead.
The policemen that were indicted at the NSAS panel in Shapo, what happened to them? They were never punished.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes, you have anything to say about that? Because police are always parading criminals, but they don't talk of their own men. These men committed different crimes.
Okay. Okay, because our time is fast spent, I don't have an opinion, okay, but let me see if Dede has anything.
No, not an opinion, but I'm not aware that the report has been formally submitted. So government may not be able to work on it. I'm not aware.
Okay.
Folami, the CJ is a member of that panel. I'm not aware that they have submitted it formally to government.
And now, first I'm going to follow up, and perhaps by this time next week, I'll have an information for you on that. Then I must say that it may not be correct that police don't parade.
Nowadays they are doing a lot.
Today, I know that the first public relations officer, ACP Olumewa, have actually paraded so many have been dismissed, some demoted in rank, and so many other things like that. I also know that in Ogun State, a couple of weeks ago, some police officers were actually reprimanded I am not sure that one or two was not dismissed or so, but I'm going to get that fact for you, in the new week. But certainly the police has this internal mechanism that they use in dealing with their own
security-wise, I don't think it's even good for police or security to turn out all those punishments to the public.
Well, that's going to be another, discussion for another day. We have to go now. Just before we go, Dele, I want to thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you.
This week. Very quickly, it's a birthday month of one or two supporters of this show. So let me begin from yesterday, 15th of May. That was the birthday of Jordan Desmond Nwachukwu. That's my son. So I say congratulations. Today, the Crime Busters crime reporter Omobolali Lasisi. Today is our birthday. So Bolali, congratulations. Adeyinka Adebite, the Assistant General Manager Fresh FM. Also, today is also his birthday. I congratulate you. And then a strong supporter of this show and every concept that comes from Desmond Nwachukwu, Dr. Babatunde Adeyemo. He is the CEO of Pelican Valley Limited, and his own birthday is going to be on Saturday. So we'll be there today, to identify with you. Congratulations. I greet all of you on behalf of the Crime Busters crew. We congratulate all of you. It's time for us to go. One more time, I thank you so much for
thank you
joining us. Right, in the name of the producer of this program, even though she ran away. Yes. Okay. She ran away. She didn't wait. In her name, I appreciate all of you, particularly those who threw their weight and finances behind the show. God bless you. Security is everybody's business, like they say. So play your role, I play my role, and collectively we make our society a better place. Desmond Nwachukwu, that's my name. God bless Nigeria. Bye-bye.